Alright guys, yeah, welcome to this little update video. I am roasting because I'm wearing a big hoodie. I just want to say thank you for 200 subscribers, that is pretty damn awesome. I hope you guys enjoy the content I post monthly, yearly. So yeah, no, I thought in this video it'd be good to kind of say thank you anyways, because I feel like I gotta thank people for that, because people actually thought my content was worthy. And you actually watched a bit of it or something. I don't know. But anyways, so we're down here at the MR2 because I thought it would be great to give you an update in the state it's in. Let's have a look at it. It's a bit dark in here for starters, but let's bump that little ISO up. There we go. Yeah, it's a mess right now. It's perfect because I can pull all this out and show you, because I'm currently in the middle of changing the bearings out on it, which is it's alright. It's alright once you know what you're doing and you've got the proper tools. Like, I went out and actually bought a hydraulic press for this, and then it turns out it wouldn't actually press out the bearings because bearings are stuck well in there. So let me clean this all out and try not to show you the number plate. That there is the old exhaust. As you can see, it seems to be missing something. So let me just pull all this out and I'll explain to you what I've done to this poor little car. Alright, let's start with the engine. So at the start of the year, I had the engine out of the car, which was quite a pain. This is because after my Nurburgring trip, my happy little Nurburgring trip, I might have completely destroyed the camshaft oil seals. I wasn't too sure, but it was leaking a ton of oil and it wasn't good and I didn't like it. So out came the engine. Well, not up the way, it had to go down the way in the car to go up, and then it had to slide out underneath and into there, well, into a space at the back of it. So I didn't do this here because I didn't have any room, which is quite apparent. There's just not enough room in this garage to be doing that kind of thing. So engine came out, so I basically just done a lot of the seals. I didn't do like stuff like the head gasket because I didn't want to have to reskin my head, and I just didn't want to hassle with that. The main seals, the O-rings on the O-rings the distributor got done, like seals on the camshafts. I also cleaned up all the intake, put new gaskets on all the intakes, put some new gaskets on the exhaust, which is still leaking, so that's telling me that the exhaust manifold's warped in a way. So I need to kind of take that somewhere and get it sheened down or belt sanded down or something like that. So that's something I'm gonna have to do sometime in the long run. What else did I do? Oh, underneath all this is the gearbox, and I decided to go get that rebuilt because I couldn't get into second gear without crunching. And so when I got that rebuilt, if we go underneath here, we'll be able to see a bit of the gearbox anyways. Let me just bring up the ISO so it looks really bad. So when I got the gearbox rebuilt, I also bought a LSD from a Mark III, and I had that put in, and the only thing they had to do in order to get that in was shim the bearings in the diff housing. So once that got put in, once they shimmed the bearings so it sat in properly and sat well, that was it. I didn't play with the preload or anything like that, although I think the preload does need a little bit of something, but it does engage and it does lock up the back wheel, so I do believe it is working, but it could probably work more effectively with the right preload. But it's in there, and it's a lot better than the open, a lot better. So I'm pretty happy with that, especially when I got the LSD for about 200 quid, and it's absolutely no bother at all. I also then put some Redline oil in there, which is really good stuff. I was crying when I spilt a bit of it because it costs a lot of money, but you might as well put good stuff in once you've got it all rebuilt and everything. And the bit that rebuilt, I didn't need to like flush it out because there was not really anything new apart from bearings and seals that went in there. So that was quite good. They didn't find a problem with my second gear synchro. which is really, really weird. So I had them switch it over. Well, they switched over the ones with the first gear. Where did I get this done? That was Alpine Transmissions in Glasgow anyways. So it was not too bad. It was reasonably priced, and especially when I was coming in, I was like, I've just got a gearbox, can you just rebuild it? And can you also fire this LSD in? They were just like, yep, sure, why not? And they had a bit of bother finding some, the diff bearings. Apparently got the last ones in the whole of the UK, but I'm sure the Mark III diff bearings also fit into the casing. So the gearbox feels a lot better. I still don't want to kind of push it too much, because it still feels a little bit not 100%, not as if it was like, say, like the Yaris gearbox where you can slam it in and out of gears quite happily, but a little bit of time, it's still a lot better because I can actually get into second gear, and it's far easier to cruise as well. I also got my subframe at the rear powder coated by a place in Gretna called Hewitt's Engineering, and it's kind of manky because I need to wash everything that's underneath the car, but just got it painted black. They blasted it, powder coated it black, and then put a clear lacquer over it. It looks absolutely amazing when it's actually clean, so that's fantastic. And starting with the actual suspension, I've actually upgraded coilovers to, I think these are monos instead of duos, so they're still HSDs. Gianni was wanting the monos so he could get his air cup suspension working on his. There's currently a caliper up there because there's nowhere to put it right now. So I said I would swap them because these are a lot better coilovers. But I miss I'm not gonna lie, I miss the duos for the comfiness, but these are, you can feel these working a lot more, and it's quite nice. And also to add to that, I've also went ahead and I've polybushed every bush you can polybush on the car. So I want to say, what were these? So this was a Super Pro kit, and I'm sure I got that off of Fensport, and it was just a kit to do every single bush. So the 3 bushes in the back is this one here, which is, I always say they're control arms, but they're not really control arms, but this does a bit of caster movement here. So got that all loosened up, so got new bushes in there, and a new bush in the back of there, which connects to the subframe. There is the toe adjustment arm on the back here, which links up to the hub. I didn't get new bushes for that because they've got a very special Toyota spherical bush, and it takes a lot more effort and it costs a lot more, and these ones are fine anyways. It's not as if they deteriorate the same as what like a normal standard rubber bush deteriorates. I've also got the adjustable drop links for the anti-roll bars, so there's also some Super Pro bushes in the back of the D-links there, and I've went out and got some adjustable anti-roll bar links, which you kind of have to use with the coilovers. The front's basically the same setup. The front's currently surrounded by wheels, so I'm not going to bother pulling all that out because that'll be a nightmare. So yeah, so I can't remember what these were, but they were just an eBay buy, and they're all right. They're doing anti-roll bar stuff. I think I've got them set up right. Not 100% sure, but I can only play with it to figure it out. But they seem to be doing the job. Sometimes these nuts do come loose, but I need to add thread lock onto them so they stay put. But because I keep changing the ride height with the coilovers, trying to slowly get up. Yeah, that's a bit of a bother. So yeah, that's everything that's on the car right now. That is everything on the car right now. On the actual hub, I've got some new ball joints. That's front and back as well. I think I want to say they were Blueprint, but I'm not too sure. But they're a good brand. Pretty good. They're basically kind of OEM quality parts, so yeah, you can't go wrong with them. I'm also currently replacing the bearings. As you can see, they're half out. I ended up needing to cut them quite a lot to get them off. Focus. So yeah, they took a bit of time. There's a wee bit of a clean up on the edge where screwdrivers had been mashed into it. But for the rears, I've got a set of Moogs to go on. So ignore the absolute shambles mess that is the garage current state. Let me make that a little bit nicer. There we go. So I've just went with some Moogs for the rear, which were cheap on eBay. They were like 40 quid for 2 of them, I think. And they come with a full bearing, and then the actual fit-in kit. So you've got your circlip and you've got your, can't remember what they're called, like cotter pins, I think. I'm not too sure, but I've got those. Yep, they're fine. They go in perfectly. And on the fronts, I don't have them here, but I have some blueprints, and they are just coil bearings, so pretty good brand. I've actually got them on this, on the back, because they're the only ones that don't knock when you put them on for some reason. So yeah, that's a little kind of scoop of what all I've done. I've been kind of, it doesn't seem much when I actually show you. I've also had some seized brakes. I've also had some seized brakes, considering that I've got a new caliper on the back and then I rebuilt the one on the front. That was actually quite fun. There wasn't a lot actually on them in terms of rust, but it was enough to actually make them stick. So yeah, that's got done. I've also got braided brake lines to go on, but currently a bit busy with stuff. And also the wheels are still looking good. I've had to repolish them already. So these are the wheels once now that they're finished. They've not got their cover caps on that go over the top of there, but I kept this metal polished. It's actually just pure kind of aluminium, and it is an absolute nightmare to like keep it from oxidizing. It is a absolute horror. The tires I'm running on it are just NS2Rs. I've got 225 by 45 by 16s on the back and 205 by 45 by 16s on the front. And the reason for, because it's weird, the MR2's tires, I'm sure one of them's actually a bigger profile than, it's like the fronts are bigger profile or the rears are bigger profile, but I decided to even it out just because it looks a lot better. Forgot to say, I did install a catch can on here, just to kind of try and help with blow by, but so far I've not actually been catching much oil. I've only been catching kind of condensation, because this car tends to sit for a couple of weeks, a couple of months before it gets ran, and it's not good on an engine, but this thing catches all that condensation and it saves it from going through the engine, which doesn't really hurt it, but it just means that there's something in the way and it stops as much oil going through the intakes on this. And it seems to be doing fine right now. I've not caught much oil in it. There's been little bits and bobs, but not too much, so I'm pretty happy with that. It means compression's all good. Yeah, I think that is everything. I don't want this video to be too long. Try to keep it under 10 minutes. So yeah, ignore her here, but that's everything I've done to the MR2 in 2020 that I can remember of right now. I probably forgot some stuff, but yeah. So there's been a lot of work done to it and a lot of stuff, a lot of updates and all that kind of stuff. I've just kept you out of the loop. I've not filmed it because I've not known what I've been doing the whole time. I've just kind of been taking stuff apart and winging it. So yeah. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the little bit of an update video, and I hope it's been a bit more interesting than the other update videos that I usually post, because I would love to post this kind of like me working on my car, but like I don't actually know what I'm doing, and when I've got a bad thing of when I'm working on a car, I think, oh, I'm going to film that, and then I end up just absolutely blitzing the workout because I just completely forget to film. Like I was going to do a video of me changing some speakers and like how it's basically the same on every car, and I ended up just blitzing them out because I really wanted to hear what the sound was like. So yeah. So I hope that this kind of update video kind of gets those kind of bits that I've missed and maybe makes you a bit more interested in what's actually happening with the car, instead of saying, hi guys, I've drove the car and took some pictures of it and posted it up on Instagram. Yeah, that's something I do. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope I see you some other time. Sweet, see you now.